where it would be seen rather than on the World Wide Web. So take an opportunity, ensure that you view those results, and of course after any race you have 30 minutes to protest those results in any shape or form. You know the procedures behind the scenes, but more importantly, please view that results, because what you think is the case may not necessarily be.
All right, straight into the second round of racing here. YZ65 Cup, another 10-minute moto for these young stars. And we've got it all going on out there. There's a bit of toing and froing outside the whole shot corner. That's all playing nicely. Levi Townley, Levi's younger brother Jagman in charge of this one here. He dominated proceedings earlier on today, and already a monster lead as he heads up the step up. It was a good start from Levi Rogers, so hopefully he's right there to carry on for his ultimate glory. We've got good qualifying results of Vinnie Edwards as well. Let's see how it all pans out. It was a podium performance from Colton Whibley. That was fabulous to catch up with him on the podium. And these YZ65s, this track is getting a little bit gnarly now, so they'll have to really dig deep and find all the nice smooth lines out there at Digger McEwen Motocross Park for round 4 of the Fox Aon Pirelli New Zealand Motocross Championships. Man, it's been an absolute treat this summer. And this one here, have the YZ65 Cup incorporated, a spectacular occasion. Jagger Townley, what a superstar in the making this young man is. Just come back from injury, had a little off on his racing over in the States, and only a handful of rides on the bike, but just goes to show how classy this young superstar is. He's out there. Levi Rogers, so you can see him on the Craig Stevens motorcycles at Rogers MX Racing. He is in second place, trying to catch an update. Looks like a good start from Vinnie Edwards as well. Colton Whibley, he's there in 4th place. We'll keep an eye on that one, because the battle for the podium is going to be red hot as the Jagman and Levi, they sort of sneak off into the distance. These awesome YZ65 machines revolutionise junior motocross. And this man here, Jagger Townley, the current Pro 65 junior champion, putting on a show for the race fans. Ticks off lap number 1 in style. But this 10-minute feature race, I've already had one here this morning. They were the first race on the program. This one here, the first race of round number 2. There's a little bit of water going on this track over the lunch break, just to make sure we keep the dust down. And the overcast conditions mean absolute perfection as far as motocross racing conditions. Colton's got himself into 3rd place, so that's the update. He is in line to back-to-back podiums, you'd think, from here. Vinnie Edwards now will be in 4th place. We go then to the 884 in there. Good start, Colton Fletcher. That's top 5 running at the moment. And then Finley Shaw in there, 6th place. We also have the 14, Percy Lang. Much better start from Percy this time around. Outside the top 10 in race 1 this time. Here's Craig Stevens Motorcycles performance in 7th place. Kobe Carroll in 8th with Brianna Thomason in 9th place. Jackson Stagg, he had a top 10 performance in race 1. Another Stagg built Holmes Valley Motorcycles supported machine. That's 10th at the moment for Jackson. Kaiser Woon there, that's 11th. Luke Fern there in 12th. We've got Luca Guntrip in 13th. And looking good for Luca Wige there in 14th. Adam Bockett caught up in that crash just after the whole shot corner, so a little bit of work for Adam. We've got Jet Tracy there in 16th, and Hunter Cowie, another one of those ones, caught up in that tangle early in lap number 1. And now makes it a bit of a mountain to climb, trying to get it into this overall. But Jagger Townley, what a superstar. Can't speak highly enough of this Method Moto supported race team. Great to have Team Townley here. And looking out for their new addition, the Dirt World. It's going to be so spectacular for the people in the local area here. The most fun you can have on 2 wheels about to get underway. And keep an eye on Dirt World as part of Ben Townley, the legend. His enterprises in New Zealand. So that's Jagman. He's in charge over the Maxxis tyres tabletop. He'll tick off another lap. In behind him is good mate Levi Rogers on the Craig Stevens Motorcycles race team. That's a good second. And then go back to Colton Whibley. Well done to Colton, who's turning heads in the cross-country and off-road scene in the Manawatu area. And this will feel pretty good to have his podium here this morning, in line for back-to-back podiums. then looking at, we've got Vinnie Edwards there, potentially not in 4th place anymore. We'll keep an eye on what's going on as spread out far and wide over Diggin McEwen Motocross Park. This YZ65 Cup, they've got 2 10-minute motos. We're halfway through this one, and Jagger Townley already the fastest lap of the race, and a decent advantage to Levi Rogers. Here's Colton Whibley, so he'll be coming home in 3rd place midway through this race, so he's got a decent gap back to the rest, so it looks like it could be potential back-to-back podiums for the likeable young man or 2 star. We've got the 7-11 there. That will be Finley Shaw, so now up into 4th place for Finley. That's great stuff from him on the Bay Ride. Tauranga supported YZ65. Then we go to Vinny in 5th place, so Vinny, he's on the Sargent Motorcycle supported YZ65. That'll be now 5th place for him. We look at Corbin Fletcher's now dropped to 6th place. Kobe Carroll's up into 7th. And then Percy Lang looking out for the update there. Percy's in 8th place. Jackson Stagg on the charge. He's up into 9th place. Go Jackson on the Stagbuilt Home supported racing. And Kaiser Woon up into 10th place. Brianna Thomason is the one that's dropped into 11th. Luke Fern will be still in 12th place. Luca Guntrip and Luca Wige there all the way down to 14th with Jet Tracy. The one in 15th place. That's all the way down to that top 15. Great to have 19 entries in our YZ65 Cup. And if you are here trackside, it is worth the look down in the pit lane. Right next to the Alphen Window Systems JCA Yamaha team, the marquee setup and the fabulous factory style setup. All the YZ65s pitting together and get a real taste of the Senior Motocross Championships here as Jagger Townley, with 3 minutes to go, ticks off another lap and extends the advantage even further. With Levi Rogers still there in 2nd place. He's 2 of our top 3 competitors in Junior Pro 65 CC Racing will be there at the Junior Motocross Championships in 3 weeks' time, home of the Southland Motorcycle Club at the Sandpit. Can't wait to head into the Cargill for that one there. 3 days of absolute epic Junior Motocross, and just what we've seen from our Senior Championships, I think there's nothing to suggest our Juniors won't be just as good, and our sport is in really good hands. So that's Jagger Townley, Levi Rogers. They'll be there putting on a show, and this young kid, Colton Whibley, turning heads. He's in line for back-to-back podiums as we speak.
Well, Brad, great to see this lineup. I want to do a shout out to Kate Chapman. Unfortunately, Kate had an injury during the week, and it actually got worse for him to the extent where he had to be flown to a hospital, and we wish him all the very best for a speedy recovery. So, Kate, our thoughts with you at the moment, matey, and long may it be a good recovery, and we look forward to seeing you back on the bike. Lovely family hosting us for the YZ65 each year. That one coming up for November 11th and 12th this year. Looking forward to that event as always. All right, so there we go. Jagger Townley along with Levi Rogers, Colton Whibley in there. Go to Finley Shaw. We've got Vinnie Edwards also out of the Wairarapa, man on that Sargent Motorcycles YZ65. Corbin is another one to join him. Great to see all these other dealers that have got them behind them. Their sponsors like Patterson O'Connor Motorcycles, like Paragon Motorcycles, like Phil's Motorcycles Centre, like Bay Ride, along with Promoto here in Taupo, Craig Stevens Motorcycles, Bailey Motorcycles in South, Taranaki, Mac 1 Yamaha, Cycle Spot, Blackwoods and Cambridge. The list goes on. Quality Yamaha dealers supporting these kids on a great bike, the YZ65. So keen to see them in action as they look to build their name. And nice to talk to Steve from Yamaha yesterday about just how these riders are developing, and let's see what they do in the sport. You know, will they be a Cormac Buchanan and go from one form of the sport to another? Will they be, you know, the next Maximus Purvis? Who knows? We just don't know. But more importantly, they've got an opportunity to see what they're going to be like as an up-and-coming rider here at the moment. So there's Jagger. There he goes. 101 on his race shirt. More importantly, number 1 on the bike. He is number 1 NZ, and he's out to defend that title in Invercargill in 3 weeks' time. So bring it home. Of course, our mini motocross, at least through COVID, we were able to have an event. So we did have a 2022 edition. We did have a 21, a 22, and a 23 edition. Unlike many other parts of our sport, there was an 18-month gap between our Tauranga Round and Taranaki event, but at least we've had one for all the years, unlike other parts of our sport which have missed out. That means in getting it back into about that normal time of the year that we've had them in that first term school holidays, it means that we've got one championship 18 months apart. The next one is just 6 months apart. But anyway, we're back on track and looking forward to a great event as Brad has been previewing for you. So So there it is, called the YZ65 Cup. Hey, you've seen it on Supercross, where you see, of course, World Supercross, for example. We see the little KTM 50s. We've had that here in New Zealand as part of the Supercross series that has been at the likes of Mount Smart Stadium as an example. So an exclusive brand delivery, and it's in this case our fabulous YZ Yamaha 65, and a great bike, and all the engineering of a proper 125. Just want to do a shout out. We actually have had a found wallet with a license in it, so if you want to check your pocket, if you've lost your pocket and your wallet and license, we'd love to give it back to you. I don't really want to say the name in case somebody with one of those things you don't recognise the photo on it, but if that is you, please, we've got that here in the Fox commentating tower at the moment. So lost but found a wallet and license. Thank you.
All right, we have the time expired, and Jagger Townley has half a lap away from the white flag. Will be ready for him when he comes around, and I'm just looking out the window. Just very impressed with the YZ65s. I've started to notice it when we're at Barrett Road for the Junior Nationals and how good they are at finding the smooth lines. Their wheelbase is just so small that they just cannot afford to get into rough track situations. So their scanning and their body position, the way they ride these big tracks is really, really impressive. So this man leading at the front, the white flag will come out. 1 lap to go now for the Jag man. He's got 1 lap to go. He had the dominant win here this morning, so he's in line for back-to-back, and that'll be feeling mighty good on the Method Moto supported Yamaha Blue Crew machine. Levi Rogers on the Craig Stevens motorcycles. He's been the best of the rest, so to speak. He's there in second place on the 411. And he's in line to go back-to-back twos for today. And then impressive ride as well for Colton Wibley. That's going to be special if he can hang on there. And that'll be back-to-back podiums for him as well. Finley Shaw, best ride of the weekend so far. He's in 4th place on the Bay Ride supported machine. And then we're looking out to 5th place in this exciting YZ65 Cup at the moment with Corbin Fletcher. Kobe Carroll's up into 5th ahead of Corbin, so that's changed around on the last lap. And then look at Vinnie Edwards is there in 7th, with Percy Lang, Jackson Stagg and Adam Bockett fighting out for the rest of the top 10. As we're down to the business end of this one here. And it's been an absolute scintillating performance. Jagman right up the top end of this circuit, Rapids Jet, this awesome addition. We just went right and left again when we hit here yesterday. Today we've got full-on S's. And then come through, and a little bit of an update. No sawdust today. We're using the rollers section, which is certainly called out a few competitors, but it's high flying action. I do recommend, if you are here trackside, to go up the hill there and have a look at the Rapid Jet section in Yamaloob Centrepoint in the flesh. Special part of New Zealand motocross. Stigger McEwen Motocross Park, home of the Topol Motorcycle Club, and we are here at round 4 of the Aon Pirelli Fox New Zealand Motocross Championships. It's been one of the best championships we've had in a number of years. And even this YZ65 Cup's been certainly impressive to watch. But one more so than the other. Jag Townley, this is going to be good. He's got a few corners to go. He's over dam. And our defending Pro 65 Junior Motocross Champion. He'll be there to defend his title in 3 weeks' time. And looking at this performance, there would take some kind of beating to unseat this man. But let's get excited about it. He's going to come through, grab himself a big piece of the checkered flag. 2 from 2 today, and the domination of the YZ65 Club. Jagger Townley's going to take that in style. And that'll be 2 from 2, and another trip to the podium, which Neil will wrap up in a few moments' time. At the moment, we're looking out for Levi Rogers coming through the rollers now at the moment. So he's a few corners away from back-to-back second placings in this YZ65 Cup. And yeah, I can't stress enough to go and have a look at these youngsters. They all put together in the Yamaha New Zealand marquee. And a real taste of top-level motocross for all these young competitors. 19 strong field. And Jag, he's taken the win. But here's Levi coming around. He's got a couple of little obstacles left to go. The Max's tyres table top and a couple of corners. It's going to feel mighty good. As second place awaits for the 411, Levi Rogers. There it is through the line now. That'll lock away back-to-back second placings for the likeable young man. And then out on the track, still at the moment, he's on the lead lap. Colton Wibley, he is there ready to finish his back-to-back podium run with Finley Shaw coming home in 4th place. With Kobe Carroll there in 5th. We've got Fletcher, Corbin Fletcher in 6th place with Vinnie Edwards in 7th. Jackson Stagg finishing in 8th place with Percy Lang and Adam Pocket there 9th and 10th. Hunter Cowie, after being caught up in that first lap crash, comes home to finish in 11th place. And then Luke Fern there, that'll be 12th place with Luca Wige there in 13th. Luca Guntrip 14th. Kaiser Wound will round out our top 15 as we're on the final lap. It's going to be pretty exciting stuff. We'll cross down to Neil, who will wrap up this YZ65 Cup podium. We've still got Colton Wibley out on track, but Jag Townley and Levi Rogers, they've already come in. So 1 and 2. And Colton will be the only other remaining competitor on the lead lap. So that's impressive stuff from Jagger Townley. Let's cross down to Neil and find out how it all went for the dynamic young Pro 65 national champion.
Well, let's get him up here at the moment for our top 3. A perfect replica of a repeat, not a three-peat because it was only the 2 races, a repeat of the early one. Let's have him up here in 3rd place, Colton Wibley. Coming. All right, good work, good work, good work. Well, those other boys are just too far in front, aren't they? In fact, here he is out here now. So look at this. Go Colton, go Colton. There's 3rd place, 3rd place. Great effort for man. He's had very little race experience, of course, here on the big track. So good work. We'll get him straight up here. And we'll still wait for the other boys. I think we might get an opportunity. The other one's actually going to do a look lap, so it's all right for the next class. We won't interrupt the class while we're doing our podium presentation. So good work. So probably a little bit premature there. We apologise for that on behalf of Colton. We think he's not going to perform a miracle by being straight on the podium after still being on the track, but as soon as he exits, we'll have him up here for us at the moment. So outstanding to see the legacy on there, and congratulations to Super Dad Paul, of course, now our New Zealand Cross Country Commissioner. And man, we're going to see the cross country go to another level. It already is with the events that Paul's been promoting, and to have them as in our MNZ family will be something pretty special. So cool to see. So let's get him up here, somebody to hold his bike, and we'll have him up here straight away. I tell you what, that helmet will be straight off the sweat, it'll be pumping, and he'll be there ready to take on the media attention of a quality result today. So for those of you that have followed the exploits of Paul, you'll of course be aware of his GNCC, arguably probably the greatest off-road rider New Zealand has produced. And when you can win GNCC events in the US of A, that is some of the toughest. We've seen the best from Europe go over and try and tackle those events. We know how hard they've been, what a standard that is set. And to hear it from Janine Brown last year when she went over to hear that the legacy that Paul has left is something that everybody salutes to, and he's got the utmost respect of other riders in our championship. So let's have him up here. Bring it on here to the podium, Colton Wibley. Yeah, thank you for that applause. Well done and well respected indeed. And let's get him up here. First of all, Colton, how's the Taupo track?
Good.
Oh, fast?
Yeah.
Have you got a favourite part out there?
The step up.
Oh, the step up. Is that pretty cool, is it? All right, so you're into a bit of jumping. What about getting 3rd place again? Can you see those boys in front of you?
No.
They're pretty fast?
Yeah.
So what do you think you need to do to get as fast as they are? What do you reckon's their secret?
Practice.
More practice, yeah, good man, good man. He's learning the recipe at a young age, hey, well done. All right, in 2nd place, we do a shout out, Levi Rogers. So, great run from Levi, repeat of course as well of the earlier racing today. Out of Team Rogers Racing with Super Sis, Brianna doing a top effort at her class as well. So Levi out here today. Levi, have you got a favourite part of the track as well?
Yeah, I like dam.
Like damn, oh that's pretty cool, right? Tell us what's fun about a YZ65. Do they go fast?
Yeah.
See, what's the best bit about them?
I don't know.
I don't know. They're good to ride? Okay, so how's your training been going? You ready to go to the South Island?
Yeah.
Doing some practice?
Sorta.
Sorta. Do you go to a gym or anything, or do you just practice? What's your version of practice and training? What do you do?
I just run and train on my motorbike.
Just ride and trade on your motorbike. That's a pretty damn thing. You're lucky you come from a farm, isn't it? So well done. And indeed, let's hear it now. Number 1, well done, Jagger Townley. NZ number 1, he's got it on the side of the bike. He still loves the famous 101 number, and he'll go straight into the number position. Our number 1 NZ. Jag, what's the Taupo track like today?
It's pretty pretty good.
Pretty good? All right. What's pretty good? Have you got a favourite part as well?
Yeah, dam.
You're a damn man too. Cool, cool. How's your training been going lately?
Good.
What are some of the things you do for training to be a top motocross rider?
I train with Billy Elusive and I ride my mountain bike.
Training with Billy Elusive and riding his mountain bike. So well done. There's the photo of the day, folks. The future of our sport is in the hands of 3 young men. How cool are these super kids? So great to see. All up there. The one factor, of course, they're all riding a Yamaha YZ65. Third place, Colton Wibley from the Manawatu. Tokeroa's Levi Rogers and Taronga's Jagger Townley taking the number 1. Well done. Thanks, guys, and thank you to all those involved. Thank you to all the parents of the YZ65 Cup, to the commitment you've made, to the 19 people out there, to all those Yamaha dealers getting behind it, and thanks Steve and the crew for making YZ65 a happening thing, because the professionalism that it has provided for our sport, it's actually almost, see what the YZ65 do, even some of the older riders and other campaign and senior riders could take a leaf out of the book of the presentation that they've put into our sport today. Hey, pretty cool to see you all out here today, folks. Loving this one. We're into our last round. Every race from here counts as a championship. We started in Balclutha in the beautiful South Island around 6 weeks ago. We then went to Rotorua, and then we've had this double header here at Taupo, forced through the cancellation of the Hawke's Bay round, which was scheduled, but after the cyclone absolutely devastated. So we've done this double header to bring you yesterday's racing as the postponement of Hawke's Bay, and today what was already scheduled. This is where we were going to be today anyway, in Taupo. Hey, the weather's playing on our side. It's nice and fresh at the moment. We've got the cloud cover. We're not getting the evaporation. There's a weather forecast on the day says we might have some rain later today. Everybody's saying we're going to be out of here and gone before the rain comes. So the weather on our side is we're enjoying it all. Great opportunity here to see this big crowd enjoying all the festivities, remembering all those posters for the kids out there. Go and see the teams, go and congratulate already some of our winners, and let's enjoy it, because we're getting excited. The finale is coming for the NZ 2023 New Zealand Motocross Champs.